Hello, everyone. It's Marie from Marie's Scrappy Creations. And joining me today is Pam, the Empty Nest Crafter from her brand new YouTube channel. She decided to join me today. We're just going to be sewing and embroidering, and I'm going to let Pam tell you a little bit about her. Take it away, Pam.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for Marie for having me here. I really appreciate it. I live in Queensland in Australia. I live north of Brisbane. It's called the southeast corner. So if you look on Google Maps, you can actually see the southeast corner. It's outlined on Google Maps. I've got my son here, CJ. He's my tech guy quite often, and he also helps me set up. And my cat, Maury. I'll just turn you around a bit so you can see him. I think, can you see him there?
Yeah.
On the chair? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my other little friend that lives here, and right now I'm just concentrating on my YouTube channel and my embroidering.
Okay. So how long have you, since you started your YouTube channel, Pam?
Started it last September. I don't know the exact date, but I can go back and find out.
Yeah, that's no big deal. I just wondered when you started like putting videos up. Just recently, I'm assuming.
Oh no, I did start before that because I put up an introduction when I started the quilting, because that's what started it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a look on my channel, there's one called The Fixable Disaster,
Okay.
which is the first quilt I did. Which
That sounds like a lot of my projects. A fixable disaster.
And I used, not knowing, I used polyester, but it was the high loft. And it's just disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
So I stick all the quilting on it. Mm-hmm. Lucky it's only straight lines, but yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Polyester is hard to work with as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, I will put it up when I get it fixed. But until then, it's over there. And that's where it stays.
Sure. Yeah. So I also wanted to thank you. I realize it's fairly late your time because it is probably going on 8 a.m. my time. It's 10 minutes to 8 in the morning. So it must be almost 10 p.m. for you.
I'll tell you in a minute. It's 9:50, but that's all right because I don't normally go to bed until about 12 or 1 in the morning anyway. So.
Well, there, you stayed up you're staying up visiting with us. So what are you going to be working on? I'm going to let you tell what you're working on. I'm going to go grab a piece of zipper because I forgot to grab my zipper by the yard. So you can explain what you're working on, and I'm going to listen while you tell.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing a 5-inch by 5-inch coaster. It's a red rose with a pink double satin row on the outside for the border. And I'm actually doing it, I've just got myself some variegated thread. So the rose is going to be red variegated and the border is going to be pink variegated.
I love variegated thread. It adds such a design or I don't know, just a lot of look. I really like it. A good look, I should say.
I actually brought the variegated thread to do a 3D swan.
Uh-huh.
But I haven't had a chance to do that. I was actually going to do that this weekend, but I was so hyped up after the live I was on yesterday. I couldn't get
with Sean. You can tell about that if you'd like to.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun with the guy who sews. Mm-hmm. And
I'll put, for anyone wondering, that was Sean from The Guy Who Sews, and I'm going to link his channel as well as Pam's down below so you guys can check them both out.
Yeah, he's really cool to do a live with.
Yes, he was very nice. Yeah.
He's a lot of fun. Like, we had a few really good laughs.
Good.
But yeah, I will be putting up a video tomorrow, possibly tomorrow morning my time. Mm-hmm. Because I'm over the 100, so I'm going to do the giveaways. So I'm going to put up that video for that.
Yes, Pam made it to 100. Sorry to interrupt. She made it to 100 during Sean's live. She got some subscribers, so she's going to be doing a giveaway. So if you aren't already subscribed to her channel, run right over there.
It's going to be something random, but there's 4 things that I've thought of that I can use that I'll make.
Mm-hmm.
I'll either post one, either 1 set or 2 sets of earrings,
Ooh,
which are done in freestanding lace, a freestanding lace bookmark or a key fob.
wow. That's really good, Pam. That's awesome.
So I'm
Me,
picking
I
out.
love earrings. Not that I don't love the freestanding lace, but I love my earrings. In fact,
Yeah,
my friend Nanny B, who also lives in Australia, she lives in Queensland. In the first Happy Mail she sent me a pair of kiwi bird earrings. She's from New Zealand, so she sent
yeah.
me that. And I have another pair of earrings that another friend and subscriber had sent to me that have a little spool of thread. And as you know, I wear 4 different earrings. I'm known for wearing different earrings. So anytime I hear earrings, I perk up.
Well, there's one I found that I mind actually doing for you, sending over, because it's really, really pretty. It's a butterfly wing, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's got a flower at the top. They're
Yeah.
so pretty.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm going to do one and see how it turns out.
That sounds beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous, Marie. They really
I,
are.
I've lost my number 3 zipper pulls. I don't
Oops,
know where I'll put them.
they'll be somewhere.
They will be somewhere, but they're not exactly where I need them to be. I'm about as ill prepared for this as one person can possibly get. I thought I had them in one place, but I bet I know where they are.
Well, I've just sort of left everything set up from yesterday. All I had to do was plug a few things in and make sure it was all at the right angle of the dangle, and I was ready to go. Just so that you know, that's going to be the background for the coaster.
Okay, there. I can kind of see it now. It was pretty bright there for a moment, but I got it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the leaves on the blue background.
I was going to do green yellow fabric, and then I thought, do something different, bit of creative license.
Absolutely. That's what we have to do, right?
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll take my hoop off, because I've actually got a trim. You can probably see the tack down on that.
Yeah.
For the,
I'm not sure of the terms, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
you can see the stitching.
Yeah.
That's tacking the batting, and
Okay.
underneath that is an outline. This is a double sheet of wash away stabilizer.
Okay. And is that cotton batting, Pam?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's cotton. So what I've got to do now is cut that away as close as I can to the scallops, and then I can put the material on top.
So what type of scissors do you use to trim that out with? Have you found something that works better than something else?
Uh, I'm actually using these. See
Mm-hmm.
how they're,
Oh, a bit of a curve.
yeah. They're the ones that I actually got with the bundle that I got with the machine. But the ones that I want to get, they're like that, and they've got the bend, but they come up and then they come up again.
Okay.
So because you've got your hoop like that, and you're down inside the hoop to trim.
Yep. Yep. It makes it easier, much easier around that hoop. I could see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more control.
Sure.
Really, that's all it is. But you got to cut it like as close as you can. I try to get to like within 2 millimeters of the stitch line.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean it always works.
It's what we strive for.
Well,
Yeah.
only try. And I mean, at the end of the day, by the time you put your top fabric on and your backing fabric on, and then you trim them away, and then you do your satin stitch over the top of that, you don't see it anyway.
Sure. Sure.
So I changed my thread from the top thread, like for the bobbin thread. I don't change it, because if you're doing eyes or anything, that goes on before you put your backing on.
Okay.
You're not going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It
Interesting.
doesn't.
See, I've been looking at, off and on, I will say, I've been looking at purchasing um, just one of those, I think they're like $480, $500 embroidery machine. It was a brother and it came with a 4x4, I think, frame, or 4x5, something like that.
It would have been a 4x4. The only problem with getting one of those, because that's what I was originally going to get.
Hmm.
Um, and I've used my 4x4 hoop, but you grow out of it really, really quick.
I did think about that. Yeah.
I mean, my machine is the next one up from that one that you're talking about.
Hmm.
I think over there it's called a PE 800 or something.
Yeah, I really don't remember.
Yeah, because over here this is a F440E,
Hmm.
but they've got different model codings over there. So
Oh, is there? Huh.
I got this as it was a demo, it was a showroom machine. So
Oh,
this
wow.
in Australian dollars, it's normally just over $2,000, and I got it for just under 1,000.
Wow. Well, I know that there is a model that had like whatever size frame was up from the 4x4. They had models starting at around 950 or something like that US dollar.
Yeah. You see, the 5x7 is actually the most common hoop used.
5x7, that was it. Yes.
But in saying that, a lot of the designs that you get usually have, they usually allow for multiple size hoops.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. That's my smallest one.
Oh, yeah. So it comes with different size hoops and not
No,
just.
this one only came with the 5x7. Hold on a tick.
Oh,
But I brought a bundle of hoops, which came with
okay. But you can use different sizes. You're not limited to just that one size hoop.
yeah. So this one came with the 5x7, but I brought a bundle of hoops, and I got that little one. I
Okay.
got the 4x4. This one's the 5x7,
Uh-huh.
and then this one,
Oh,
this
wow.
big, is called a split hoop because you can do a full design in that, but you've got two sections to attach it. So you've got these two here,
Okay.
these two here. So you can do half and then do the other half.
Hmm.
So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to, and I can't wait to do it.
I'm sure it's exciting.
The only problem is, and one word of warning I'll give you, because I know you love your sewing, you start embroidery, and yeah, it's intimidating to start. And you look at the machine and you're going, holy heck, what have I got myself into? Then you do your first one
Hmm.
and you, oh, that wasn't so bad. But my suggestion to people, if they're just starting out, for your first attempt, just do a single color design.
Yeah, don't make it too complicated, huh?
Oh, you could go two changes, but until you're used to threading your machine, get your bobbin tension right, because embroidery is a completely different base to straight sewing.
Hmm.
So until you've got all that right and you know how to, how it operates and what you've got to do, it can actually be really intimidating. I mean, I actually had to
Sure,
have a to fix my tension on my bobbin because I couldn't work out what the hell was going on with it.
right.
And it turns out the cotton was popping out of the tension springs on the bobbin,
So
which
how
means
do
it
you
had.
figure that? I'd be a month of Sundays trying to figure that out. I just
That's
know.
why I come out and have a look at it. And he didn't charge me for it either.
Oh, good, good.
I've been offered through a kid in a sewing they've offered me a 10 needle machine.
A what?
A 10 needle machine.
Oh, really?
There's plenty of YouTube videos on them. There's one that's called Halo. That's one of the brands.
Okay.
If you go on to John Deere's Embroidery Legacy, he's always got one sitting behind him.
Huh.
But you can, I think it's 6 needle, 10 needle, 16 needle or something.
No, I had never heard of it. But of course, I'm not in the embroidery world either. So, see, that's the thing. I did look into it. I really thought about it. And the more I thought about it, as nice as it sounds, as fun as it looks, I've gone from different crafts. I used to knit and crochet constantly. I love to knit socks. You get me on 5 double point needles, I was a happy camper. I could knit socks and mittens all day long. I would knit flat, but I preferred to knit in the round. I never cared for the circular needles. I always used the double points. And I did crochet quite a bit, but then I got away from it. And once I stopped doing it, I lost interest, as happens with so much of that sort of stuff if we stop doing it. So my thought was, if I bought an embroidery machine and I stopped doing what I'm doing now, I think I would miss it. So I thought, I always go all in. Whatever is the new thing, I'm all in. You know, I don't care if it's not that I'm a cake decorator, but if that were my big thing, everything would be pushed to the side and that would be my focus. And so I was afraid that if I bought the embroidery machine, that it would take my focus. And especially now that I had started the YouTube channel, I didn't want to change my focus and lose what I was having fun with at the moment. Now, that's not to say that I won't add it in at some point, because they do look tremendously fun. And I see that little sunshine coaster you made the other day. That is like the cutest thing I have ever seen. Isn't that adorable, you guys? That would put a smile on my face for sure.
I actually had a lady on Instagram that messaged me on there, and she wants me to see if I can turn it into a patch.
Yes.
So I've ordered the 12.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an arrow stitch on here, so I've got to ring up Echidna Sewing and see if I can do it without. I'm pretty sure I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I've ordered some yellow twill, which will be coming in early this week, and I'm going to give it a shot.
Sure.
And I'm going to do it on YouTube, and if I make a blunder, I make a blunder. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. And the big thing I always say is I don't edit out mistakes, because we learn more from our mistakes than we learn by doing something 20 times. In my video that dropped this morning, for example, I was putting the zipper on, and on my second side, I had it all pinned on the wrong side, and I was like, you guys are probably out there screaming, Marie, stop. But I don't edit out my mistakes, because we learn from them. So if you go on there and you do that, you're showing people how not to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Just finished watching that video when you messaged
me. Oh, did you? Okay, thank you. So you know of which I speak.
Well, I'm terrible, because when it's somebody I know and I've talked to, I like the video before it even actually really gets started.
Oh, that's sweet.
You had 3 likes on it when I got into it. And because I knew it was, I just hit the like button. I don't even think about it.
Aw, that's sweet.
But I do the same to Sean, and I do the same to Martha from Martha's Creative Life.
Yeah.
You see some of the comments that woman said to me. She is the sweetest lady, I tell you.
And who's that again? I'm sorry, I missed the channel name.
Martha from Martha's Creative Life.
Yeah, I saw her on Sean's channel there yesterday. Yeah.
She is just the sweetest person you could ever think of. I love her to death. We talk a lot on Instagram, and
awesome.
I think 4 messages on YouTube and on Instagram saying, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, Pam."
Aw, that's sweet. That's sweet.
It's just gorgeous, you know, like she's been such a big a big supporter as far as comments and encouraging me to keep going.
And that's what we need. We need that because, you know, we humans tend to be hard on ourselves anyway. So we would pick up on things that other people never would. Like I was always worried when I first started, you know, what if I mess up what I'm saying? Or what if I do this? Or what if I do? So what if I do? Not the end of the world, you know, but it's always great to have encouragement. Always.
Don't know whether you saw it or not, but there was somebody in chat that said they learn more from people that are new, like new to whatever they're doing and new to YouTube, than what they do from people that have been there for years.
You know, that's probably very true.
So, you know, I suppose it's all relative at the end of the day. Would you like to have a look at this stitching out?
Sure,
While we're here?
absolutely.
All right, don't look
You mean
up
my zipper? Yeah, you show us whatever you want. You're my guest. Be my guest.
I just, hold on. We're going to have to do this the fiddly way.
Okay.
All right. You have to let me know.
You should have seen what I just went through. What we were chit-chatting, but I could not get my first zipper. I have to turn up the end of it, and on the first side, I must have sat here 7 or 8 minutes of while we were chatting, just trying to make that zipper do what I wanted. So you go right ahead.
Let me know if you can see it all right.
Yes, I can.
Okay. That's what I mean by it being absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could sit and watch it constant.
Oops. What did I do? I can sit here all day watching it. Because it's just, even like any of it, the freestanding lace is even more fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
It does the filling stitch, and it's like creates a really microscopic netting.
Sure. Yeah, I have had a subscriber send me some freestanding lace. When she first sent it, I didn't even understand what it was because I'd never seen it before, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Have you got that mail I sent you yet?
No,
You
no, but
should
I do know that when Nanny B and I send things back and forth, it takes 2.5 to 4 weeks. So that's from Queensland. So I don't know. I know you're in a different area.
probably going on for, yeah, it'd be going on for the 3-week mark next week.
Is
This
that,
week coming.
yeah, I would have to look at our messages because I wouldn't read. I don't have a good memory. So,
The only reason why I remember it was because it was pension day and my husband picks us up so I can go and do my shopping.
mhm.
So, and I know that I went to the post office because Aldi's right near the post office. It's all good fun.
Yeah, it will get here. In fact, one package that I sent from here over there, it went to, oh, excuse me, just a minute. Something going on here. It went from here in Maine It got on the ship or whatever, because I could track it until it made it to Australia. But it got there, it went, it didn't get to Queensland, but it was within a couple of 100 miles, and then there was nothing. For 2 weeks, there was nothing, no update. The next update, it was back in New York City. So it went to Australia. It came back as far as New York and then went back across. And I believe it was 5 weeks before she got it. So I'm not sure what happened on that one. Crazy.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I've got, because our main depot is either at North Lakes, which is the next suburb across, or goes to another place called Narangba, which is another main depot for postage, which is only like 15 minutes in the car away.
Okay.
I had one parcel come up from Brisbane, go to North Lakes, stayed there the night, went to Narangba, went back to North Lakes, and then got delivered.
Yeah, you just don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
They could have delivered it from either of them. You know, like it doesn't really matter. They could have delivered it from the depot, but no. So
I don't think I said what I was working on today. I'll show you guys in just a moment. I'm working on an open wide zippered bag, one of my favorite bags to make.
they actually look quite easy to make.
They really are not difficult. And they are the reason that I am confident in putting zippers in. I just love the zipper method.
So it's going to be
I was
interesting.
petrified of zippers. 2 years ago, I had never, well, 3 years ago, I had never touched a zipper other than I could put a zipper into like a winter jacket that the zipper broke in. Now, it did not look like it used to, but it would be in there and workable. But as far as making bags with zippers, I would have told you never, never, never. And then one day, a friend of mine, her mom has sewn since the 50s, and she gifted me a whole container of zippers. I was like, oh, I got to do something with these. I can't let them go to waste. So I was like, I've got to get over my fear of zippers. And you know, I go step by step in my videos, and I have quite a few of my subscribers who have written to say that they made the dive versus yeah, because I walk them step by step. Now, I'm not saying, oh, good for me. What I'm saying is good for them. They tried it. And if you ever want to, I will direct you to which of the 2 videos I can think off the top of my head that walk you step by step through a great and easy zipper tutorial.
The first bag I'm going to do is, it uses those lace zippers. They've got the lacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all done on the embroidery machine. And the actual zippers on the outside of the, it's like
I've done I think 2 bags with the exterior lace zippers. Yeah.
But the instructions for it are really, really, it's set out step by step.
Right? Yeah, that's perfect.
Cross is going to go okay.
I'm sure you can do it. That's the thing. It's just we have to put ourselves out there and give it a try. You know, it's just with the with your embroidery. I'm sure a few years ago, if someone told you you were making what you're making, you would say, nah, probably not. You know? No?
That's true, because my mum used to say she never did quilting or anything like that. I've done hand embroidery. I've done ceramics. I've done pottery to the point where I even had a potter's wheel. I've done all sorts of stuff, and I never ever thought I'd be doing machine embroidery. I mean, that just wasn't in a thought,
right,
or an idea. So, but I think that's the same with a lot of people with crafts. You know, you might,
until we try it, we really don't know if it's going to be our thing.
I mean, I can do all the knitting and the crocheting and the tapestry and the cross stitch and all of that. I can do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, would never have been able to see this being part of me, you know, like
Right.
now I'm addicted. It is just so much fun.
Well, that's good because you found something that you truly enjoy, and that is perfect.
Well, that's what Sean said yesterday. He said it's just good to see that you finally found something that you're passionate about and that you really enjoy.
Exactly.
So, we'll get there. Well, this is starting to look like a rose. Slowly. I think.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I almost pieced my bag together, and then I realized that something happened with the stitching on my zipper.
You know, I think the only thing you'd struggle with an embroidery machine, there are some embroidery machines that do have a foot pedal, but the majority of them is button only, power button, you start only.
Uh-huh.
Only because you don't need to control the speed and you don't need to control when it stops and starts.
Okay.
Because that's all in the design when you're stitching it out.
Okay.
So, and like if your bobbin comes out, it tells you, and if your thread breaks, it tells you. I was going to do an emoji yesterday, and that pattern was just not even worth the effort of getting it.
Well, I saw your community post. I commented on it this morning. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. Like even the back of it was just an absolute mess. And I'm thinking, I can't do that. So I brought another pattern with 4 emojis in it. And then when I read the PDF instructions, it was like, yeah, let's just confuse them.
That would be me.
But I was going to do one tonight. But I think I'll do it a couple of times before I do it on a video or anything like that.
Sure.
It just takes a little, like I did 3 lots of standard material embroidery, and I did about 3 or 4 freestanding lace before I even put anything on YouTube.
Right.
I had to get used to setting the machine. I had to get used to doing the bobbin, you know. So this is so cute. It's actually funny because when I first do a design, I always take creative license with it, and I don't do it the way I never do it with the coloured backing they tell me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I always do something completely different, and then if I'm going to put up on YouTube, I'll do something different again.
Sure.
So
makes sense to me.
It's just experimental. You just got to play with it.
Yeah. And I'm sure, a year from now, your journey with embroidery is going to have, you're going to have grown so much and learned so much.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've only had this machine going on for 7 weeks now. And I've just learned 10 ton of stuff in that 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could thread it, top thread it with my eyes shut. I know how to do all the bobbin tension. I know how to fix that when it decides to not work anymore and it pops out of the screen. And even hooping up material and stuff now, it takes me no time at all.
Yeah. So you must
So
be using it most every day, or every day for sure, huh?
pretty much I'll have a day here and there off. But I've got some big stuff coming up. I can't say what it is as yet, but there's some big stuff coming up in the pipeline. It's actually going to earn me some decent money. So, but I can't really say anything about it just yet.
Yeah.
I've got to come through. But I only found out about that, and it's through PJ that it's happening. So lost something.
I had some labels out that say Marie's Scrappy Creations, and I got to the point in my bag where I should have already placed them on there.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. That's me.
Yeah, well, next payday, I'm ordering some stickers. So that when I send it to people or I send Happy Mail, I can either put it on the envelope or I can put it on the item, or I can just send them a sticker.
Yeah.
So, what is that? Get out of there, Fluff. Oh my goodness, this is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, I almost sewed the whole bag together without putting my label on.
Oh dear. You know, this design, I'm going to do this on a solid. Because even though it's looking really good on this so far, I think if I put it on, depending on what color thread I use.
Sure, to make it pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I can get glow in the dark embroidery thread as well.
I've seen that thread. That must be amazing.
And I reckon doing it, whether it be a rose or a skull or whatever, but doing it on black cotton, solid black.
Oh, yes. That would definitely make it pop.
That's what I was thinking. Like I said to Chuck, you know, to CJ, even doing a rose or it doesn't matter really. Oh, this is going to be pretty. I'll show you it again in a minute.
Sure.
Just want to get a little bit more done so that it actually looks a bit like a rose. Go. I'll show you again. Awkward. Come on, open up. Thank you. Here we go. That's what we've got so far.
Okay, I can see the dark pink red. It's just a angle going across. So I know it's difficult to get zoomed in there.
Yeah.
There you go. Whoops.
I'll send you a picture of it when it's
Sure,
done.
that's fine. That's fine.
either in Messenger or via email.
Yeah.
The one you want.
Now I heard you mention Instagram. Do you use Instagram a lot?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you? See, I've never used it a lot. I have an account. I don't have one for my Marie's Scrappy Creations. I've thought about it, but I really never played around on it enough to know how to really use it.
Well, it's really, you just post, you can, like, you've got your shorts on YouTube. On there, the shorts are called Reels.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're longer than the ones on YouTube. You can post pictures and put up a description. You can talk to people. It's got its own messenger.
Hmm.
So there's a lot you can do on there. You know, you follow other people and they follow you and they make comment on what you're doing, you know.
Right.
But it's not as intense as Facebook.
Yeah. See, I have, like I had mentioned earlier to you before we started filming, I have, limited time to do everything. And I find lately I don't have very much time for Facebook at all.
Yeah.
Just doing YouTube and finding time to live life outside of YouTube leaves me very little time to do
That's
Facebook.
that's why I'm sort of going to limit myself to how many videos I put out per week and how many times a month I do a live with somebody and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Just to try and keep it at something that I can manage.
Yeah.
You know, I
Because
don't
like
want to.
a 45-minute tutorial video easily is 8 hours of work because you're prepping your fabrics, you're getting everything ready, you're sewing, you have to keep changing, like, yes, today's tutorial maybe not so because I wasn't changing camera angles. But when I say showing something on the table and then say, well, let's go take it to the sewing machine, I have to move my tripod, move my lighting, angle everything, get there, make sure my cords aren't in the way, back and forth, back and forth. You're just going back and forth constantly, you know.
Yeah, that
It can be quite time consuming.
I'm actually pretty lucky because if I want to actually do something where I want to show what's going on, CJ takes the phone and he videos it for me.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a one woman. That's what Brenda had said. Brenda's husband does all her filming and editing. She just does the sewing. And I said, no, she's like, you're the one woman band. And I said, yes, absolutely,
Yeah, Rebecca's the same. She's a
yeah.
one woman band.
But my husband helps me. He moves all like we move the sewing room around. I shouldn't say we because he did it. I put stuff away, but I've still got quite a mess in here because I'm not used to how it's laid out anymore. So I can't just grab for things because I don't know where they are anymore.
Reorganize it all.
Yeah. And the reason that we had to move things around was I couldn't get at my uh, semi-industrial, my brother's sewing machine. I mean, I could sew from it, but not when I film. So I couldn't show anyone anything on it because of where it sat. I couldn't get the tripod near it. So now that we've
Yeah.
moved it, we also had to make room for this air conditioner because it's hot up here and I can't sew without it. So this is awkward because it takes, the pipe coming out the window, that takes up a lot of space here in my sewing room and everything has to go around it. And like while we're filming, I can't run it because it just roars or whatever. You can't hear yourself think. Oh wow, right?
Can't be much noise in an embroidery machine.
Oh, it is. It would be very difficult for you to hear me, I think, or for them to hear.
Yeah, it's funny because like I think Sean's got a softer voice than you. So
Mhm.
when I was stitching on this, I couldn't hear him, but I can hear you fine.
Huh. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Could have to do with our microphone differences, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I get my 2 lapel microphones tomorrow, so
Good.
that's going to make it a lot easier because it'll be on me, so
Yeah.
I can walk around and do more.
Yeah, I have some. The first one that I ordered didn't work out well. It just didn't have a good quality to it. And I bought another one that was just as cheap. I only paid like $20 for it. Uh, and it works great. I just don't happen to use it a lot because my phone actually picks up really well when because I film completely with my Samsung phone.
Yeah,
And like right now, we're on my laptop and I have an external microphone. And that picks up wonderfully.
yeah.
So,
See,
yeah.
I would do it on my computer, and I can set it up to do it on my computer.
Mhm.
And I've got a microphone on a clamp that's like looks like a professional one, but it wasn't. It was just a
Sure.
cheap one. But I'm slowly getting there. Like I'm just getting bits and pieces.
That's
Because
exactly how I did it. One thing here, one thing there. Yeah.
my little ring light I've got, it cost me $10 from the shop.
Hmm.
So, which is probably about $7 something USD.
Yeah.
So, I'm not buying expensive stuff because I just can't afford it.
I have a lot. I have a lot of ring lights that I bought when I first started YouTube. When I was in the other room, I needed all the light I could get. Now, right
Mm,
here where we are, I have one light on in this room. I have I have a lamp that has 3 lights, and I have one of those 3 on. Uh, it is a little dimmer for me, but I know if I turn any more on, it makes it too brilliant for me to actually film well in here. But you'll
yeah.
learn that, and that's the thing. Room to room, our lighting changes. So, like in the other room, I needed a ring light. I have like lights on tripods. I needed them in the other sewing room I was in. I couldn't film without them. But in this room, I don't use them. I
Well,
don't
see, I
need
need to
them.
show the stitching on the machine. The LED on the machine's that bright that it sends a glow onto the material.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can turn it off. That's not an issue. But unless I remember to turn it off before I start using the machine,
Sure. Yeah.
and I don't always
And see,
remember.
you're filming from a different angle than I do too, Pam. So depending on our YouTube channels, everyone's going to be filming differently. You're going to be more focused on what that machine's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're directly behind, in front of me, or behind my sewing machine. So,
Hmm.
but when I do just like quick videos on YouTube, like updates or whatever, or announcements, I do it on my webcam on my computer.
Yeah. 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 I use both my computer and my phone, depending. I do lives totally on my computer because on my phone, I can't, uh, there's certain modes in live that I can't choose. It's not an option on my phone. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to get a laptop because it'll make it easier to plug in other stuff that I want to use. So,
Well, we are going on, I think, yeah, just about, if I can't tell, 35, 45 minutes. So we are probably going to close up here pretty quick. Um,
yeah,
but this has been fun, and I really appreciate you visiting with me here today, Pam.
no,
And
not a problem. That's sort of
I
on
think it's
me.
been fun. I love learning more. And before I forget, again, her channel is the Empty Nest Crafter. It's going to be linked below. I'll put it in the description box as well as in the first comment, which I will pin. And you can go check her out, give her a subscribe, and especially if you are interested in embroidery. And Sean's link. She was with Sean, the guy who sews. Yesterday, they did a live stream together. And as I said earlier, I will link that below as well.
And that was a lot of fun.
It
Well
was.
worth.
And I'm glad you stayed up late. I know you say you're up, but I'm glad you stayed up for us. We really appreciate that, Pam.
Don't mind.
You take care. You have lots of fun with that new machine. I know you are.
Yep. You take care too, Marie, and you make sure you get a good sleep tonight.
Oh, I will. I definitely will. Thank you so much, Pam. Bye-bye.
Pleasure.
Remember, everyone, be kind out there. The world needs more of that. See you next time.